morning again, everyone. And once again, thank you for joining us this morning. I'm Craig Abercrombie. I'm the principal of Canyon High School, and it is a pleasure to welcome you to the groundbreaking of our new state-of-the-art Science Center. It's an honor and a privilege to serve as the principal of this school and have the opportunity to be a part of such amazing students and such amazing high achievers that Canyon High School has the joy of being around every single year. We have a tremendously dedicated staff of teachers and faculty and an equally amazing group of parents through our booster clubs, our PTSA, and our foundation that all work together to make Canyon the special place that it is. Today is one of those days for which I'm particularly grateful to be a member of the tribe and to know that we have such a deep and widespread support throughout the OUSD community. Before we continue, I would like to invite our choir back to the stage to lead us in the national anthem, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance by our ASB President, Elizabeth Skinner. So please rise. Elizabeth will start us with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Okay, place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Here comes our choir making a grand entrance.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the realm as we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you for that wonderful performance from our chamber singers. All right, at this time, I would like to acknowledge the local elected officials and community leaders that have joined us here for today's ceremony. First, the members of the Orange Unified School District Board of Education. I'd like to welcome President Dr. Alexia Delagiani Bridges. Trustee and Vice President, Mrs. Kathy Moffitt. Trustee and Clerk and former Canyon High School PTSA President, Mrs. Andrea Yamasaki. Trustee, Mrs. Chris Erickson. Trustee, Mr. Rick Ledesma. And I would also like to acknowledge Trustee Mrs. Brenda Lebsack and Trustee Mr. John Ortega, who were not able to be with us today. Representing the City of Anaheim, Councilman Trevor O'Neill. Representing the Measure S Citizens Advisory Committee, former OC Supervisor Bill Campbell, former Mayor of Orange, Carolyn Cavecci, Chair and former Mayor of Villa Park, Diana Fasanelli, Vice Chair, Anaheim Council, Mr. Trevor O'Neill again, and Jennifer Sugar. Mrunal Shaw and William Utter. We are also pleased to have in attendance Karen Cohn, Field Representative for Congresswoman Katie Porter. Esther Coe, representing State Assemblyman Dr. Stephen Choi for the 68th District. Deepak Sani, representing 3rd District Supervisor Don Wagner. I would also like to acknowledge our Orange Unified School District Executive Leadership Team members in attendance. Superintendent Dr. Goon Marie Hansen. Assistant Superintendent of Business Services, Mr. David Rivera. Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources, Mr. Ernie Gonzalez. Assistant Superintendent of Education Services, Mrs. Kathleen Corella. Executive Director of Facilities, Mr. Scott Harvey, down in the front. I would also like to acknowledge Executive Director of OUEA, Mr. Roger Euros. Where is it? Back there. Thank you, Roger, for all your support. As well as our President-elect for OUEA, Mr. Greg Goodlander, for being in attendance today. As you all know, OUEA was very supportive in this campaign to make this all happen, so thank you again. And one more big round of thanks. And the reason we're here today, I would really like to thank all of our student groups for being here today. Our ASB students who put all these decorations out. We're here at 7 o'clock this morning. Our cheer and song teams for coming up this morning to perform. Our choir and drum line for being here today. Many of these students worked very hard to help us pass Measure S, knowing that they would not reap the benefits of it. So it's that selflessness that tells you what a true Comanche is about. And thank you for giving up your last Saturday for many of you as Comanches, because you will be graduating next week. I know it probably wasn't easy to get up this morning, but thank you again for being here to support us all. I would also like to recognize our administrative team at Canyon High School, Dr. Suna Chain, Mr. Brent McKee over there, Mr. Dave Mannon, somewhere, and the person who really makes everything happen, Mrs. Robin Lopez in the back. And thank you, Dr. Miller, Principal of Villa Park, for joining us this morning. All right, as many of you know, the construction of our new Science Center is the cornerstone of the facility improvements at Canyon High School. The school is being funded by Measure S, the School Facilities Construction and Modernization Bond that was approved by you, the OUSD voters, in 2016. Again, thank you. Thanks to our school board and to hundreds of parents, teachers, and community members who volunteered their time and campaigned in support of Measure S, we were able to earn voter approval in investing $288 million to modernize the 4 OUSD comprehensive high schools. In addition to Measure S projects, our trustees have also dedicated additional resources to this campus for athletics facilities that benefit Canyon High School, the entire district, and the wider community. If you have not visited our new beautiful athletic fields, I invite you to do so while you're here today. The new football field and track is absolutely gorgeous. At this time, I would like to introduce Trustee Mrs. Andrea Yamasaki of the Orange Unified School District Board of Education. Trustee Yamasaki represents Area 1, which includes Canyon High School. Trustee Yamasaki is the former president of Canyon High School PTA, and her leadership was instrumental in getting Measure S placed on the ballot and in garnering the local support needed for it to pass. Please join me in welcoming Trustee Mrs. Andrea Yamasaki.
I'm a little shorter here. Good morning, everyone. It is very exciting to be with you all on a day that has been a long time in the making. It is great to see so many people here. I understand that we have in our midst a former principal of Canyon High School, Ralph Jameson. Thank you for attending and supporting us. So today we commemorate the start of construction on Canyon High School's new Science Center. This project is the fourth to be funded under OUSD's $288 million Measure S facility construction and building modernization bond, which will benefit our 4 comprehensive high schools. As many of you know, as a parent of 3 students who have walked these hallways, Canyon High School is very near and dear to my heart. Although it is the youngest of our 4 high schools, Canyon has not undergone any renovations since it opened in 1973. And like our other 3 high schools, it is overdue for modernization. We have gotten a lot of mileage out of our school facilities over the past half-century, but when you think about the technological advances that has happened since 1973, when the most coveted Christmas gift for kids was a transistor radio. Do you guys know what a transistor radio is? It's easy to see why our students need new facilities that meet 21st century standards. But that is all about to change. Now it's time to give these facilities the care and attention they need so they can continue serving our students for the next half century and beyond. Starting with the construction of the new science building, and will house state-of-the-art classroom and labs, as well as facilities for our special needs students, Canyon High School will undergo a major transformation in the coming years that will ensure our students have 21st century facilities and resources that will help equip them for successful futures. Measure S is a major investment in our high schools, our students, and our community. And I want to assure everyone that OUSD is committed to being a responsible steward of the precious taxpayer dollars that are making these improvements possible. Of course, passing a major school facilities bond requires a lot of community effort and an army of volunteers to inform voters about the needs of our schools and to encourage their support. As a parent, volunteer, and founding member of CARE, I know the intense passion and dedication so many individuals gave to this effort. Both my son and daughter were on the team, basketball team here at Canyon, and it required many visits to other schools. It was on a drive home from an away basketball game that my daughter asked me, "Why does our school look so old compared to these schools? Does anyone care about our students?" Our children feel devalued when we, as a community, can't provide the best possible environment for them to grow and learn and grow in. It was at that point I vowed to devote time and effort in making this happen, and I'm extremely proud to have played a part in that effort. It began with 4 parents: Chris Erickson from El Medina, and now school board member, Joe Greenwald from Villa Park, Aaron Jacoby from Orange High School, and the superintendent back then, Mike Christensen. We sat around Chris's dining room table and talked about the facilities and what needed to be done to improve them. He educated us on how facilities improvements are funded, and he laid out what we needed to do to pass a facilities bond. Through those discussions, CARE was born, the Community Advancement Through Renovation for Education. It was a grassroots committee that organized this effort. I would like to personally thank them for all they did that has made this day possible. Will members of CARE please who are with us today, please stand up and be recognized for this effort. There are many of them here that made this day possible. I'd like to especially acknowledge those who did some major heavy lifting today. Of course, Chris and Joe, the chairs of Measure K, Christina Kendler and Denise Biddle, chairs of Measure S, Michelle Weisenberg, Darshan Samaladin, Cindy Olivier, Farah Javadi, Eileen Hartfelder, Jennifer Sugar, Shauna Nora Griffin, the Cooleyes, Amy Case, JJ and Stacy Mice. The list goes on. And I would like to acknowledge my family and my husband, Tom, for his support of me through this process. I would also, in addition, like to thank the Orange Community Council of PTAs for passing a resolution to support Measure S, creating a pathway for all of the Orange Unified School District PTA volunteers to get involved. So thank you to all our PTA volunteers as well. So hundreds of parents, teachers, administrators, community and business leaders and board members came together as an army of volunteers who gave countless thousands of hours and committed their personal and professional resources to help pass Measure S in 2016 with 62.5% of the vote. It is a testament to what happens when a community unites behind a mission to improve the lives of others and then brings others along through hard work and persistence. As mentioned, many students were involved with the campaign, and some of you may remember, and thanks to Eric Cooley, the rally cry, "Send Blake to Space," to highlight the need for 21st century science learning. Blake Hartfelder, then a student at Crescent Elementary School, was one of our best spokesperson for the bond, and he is here today with his parents, Steve and Eileen. Blake, would you like to come up on stage and say a few words? He's our future Comanche.
Good morning, distinguished guests, lifelong friends, and neighbors. Thank you for the opportunity to speak today. We did it. Today is an example of the good things that can happen when a community works together for a common goal. 3 years ago tomorrow, I stood before the OUSD Board of Education with my friends, some of who are here today, and asked the board to fix our schools. As an 8-year-old, I literally thought all I had to do was ask. I quickly learned that the board's approval, while appreciated, was just the first step. We held rallies, we walked neighborhoods, and I met some of the most amazing people. I cannot remember exactly what they said to me, but I remember how they made me feel. Like I had a voice and I could do anything. It's quite a powerful message for an 8-year-old, and I still carry that with me today. I'm grateful to all the wonderful volunteers and staff I met through the process of passing Measure S, and I'm grateful for my community for investing in the students of Orange Unified's education and future. I look forward to the day when I get to walk into the beautiful new buildings at Canyon. Go Comanches!
Thank you, Blake. So many of you are here today, played roles, big and small. You became part of the CARE and OUSD family. And I want everyone who played a part in this, however major or minor, to give yourself a round of applause for making this happen. And my thank you to all of you for joining us here today and your continued support of Measure S, OUSD, and our students. Thank you.
Thank you, Blake and Trustee Yamasaki. All right, we're also honored to be joined today by Anaheim City Council member, Mr. Trevor O'Neill, who is representing the city of Anaheim, and our mayor, Mr. Harry Sadu, who regrets that he was not able to attend today. Councilman O'Neill has been an active presence in our community, and we are grateful for the support that he showed during Measure S. In addition, he currently serves as the vice chair of the Measure S Oversight Committee. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Honorable Mr. Trevor O'Neill.
Thanks so much, Craig. Man, good morning, everybody. What a great day in Anaheim Hills, right? And what fantastic entertainment by all these students to help kick off this event. Both of my kids went to Canyon, and one of my kids was in the chamber choir. You guys are awesome. I love your melodies, and sitting right behind you here, I get those tingling in my legs when you hit some of those notes. It's fantastic. And you guys coming in from El Rancho, I see some talent here. You guys are going to have a great time in the musical program here at Canyon. Thank you so much to the OUSD board and the staff for everything that you've done to help lead us to this historic day for Canyon High School and for Anaheim Hills. And I'm so proud to be a part of this momentous occasion. For those who have been involved from the start of this project, it's really been a long road to get where we are today, but we're finally here to break ground. I've been a supporter, as you heard, of this project from the beginning, recognizing that the investment that we're making in our schools will pay off not only for our students and their education that they receive, but for our property values and the addition of yet another amenity to our community here in Anaheim Hills that makes it such a great place to live and raise a family. The improvements we're making are such an enhancement, along with the new field that was just installed, and it really helps make Canyon the world-class high school that it deserves to be. We already have the best teachers, the best students, engaged parents and families, and this really completes the picture. My only regret is that we weren't able to make it happen sooner, because my kids have already been through Canyon High School and won't have an opportunity to enjoy it and experience it themselves. But I'm so proud to represent Anaheim Hills, and on behalf of Mayor Harry Sidhu and the entire Anaheim City Council, congratulations, and I can't wait for the invitation to the grand opening. Thank you to those who helped put this event together, and let's get some shovels in the ground.
Thank you, Councilman O'Neill. Now I'd like to invite Mrs. Karen Cohn from the office of Congresswoman Katie Porter to the podium.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. On behalf of Congresswoman Katie Porter, and as a proud parent of 2 OUSD graduates, I'm delighted to present Canyon High School with a congressional certificate recognizing the groundbreaking of your new Science Center. It's also important to recognize the timeless efforts of the members of Measure S committee who demonstrated how a grassroots movement can bring a diverse community together for one common goal. Today, we celebrate all of your hard work and thank you for the legacy that you leave to our community. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Now I would like to invite Mrs. Esther Koh from the Office of State Assembly Member Dr. Stephen Choi.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Assemblyman Stephen Choi, I would like to congratulate you all for just an important and wonderful day today. I was very impressed to hear, Blake, you started when you were 8 for this Measure S. It's amazing. My niece is 8 years old. I'm going to get her started on some kind of a measure soon. So congratulations. This certificate of recognition presented to Canyon High School in recognition of your groundbreaking ceremony of your Science Center. Thank you for contributing to the education of students and for academically enriching the County of Orange and the state of California. Proudly presented this 8th day of June 2019 Anaheim. Stephen Choi, Assembly Member, 68th District. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mrs. Koh. Okay, finally, I would like to thank the Canyon High School project team of GAFCON, GKK, CD, and Cumming, in addition to Communications Lab for generously underwriting the cost of today's event, including the refreshments and a special memento that you can pick up in the groundbreaking area. And with that, I would like to ask that you all please join the Board of Education for the ceremonial turning of the dirt. Thank you for being here. Have a great weekend.